What drew you guys to Kingston early on in the recruiting process?
His talent.
You guys were earlier than some other teams. Was there something that stuck out?
Well, we knew we needed a point guard, so we were specifically looking for a point guard. And when we saw him, we liked him.
Thank you, Chris. We'll go to Randy McElvoy with KPRC TV. Randy, please go ahead, sir.
Morning, Kelvin.
Morning, Randy.
A follow-up, if you don't mind, and I know obviously it's very early in the season, but where Kingston is at this point, and Senac for that matter as well, are they ahead of where you thought they would be, being that they're
No,
freshmen coming in
no,
playing at this level?
no, no. I had no idea where they'd be. I never thought about it. And we don't think about where guys will be at any point in the season. I, I coach our team. Um, I thought our team would be a little bit better defensively. Um, we go to Chris if we like matchups. We go to Kingston if we like matchups. Um, but both those guys are still adjusting to college. I know I can tell by the line of questioning. You guys are just setting them up for, they may not have another game like that. It's not who they are. I mean, Cenac is took some shots that um, he made. Some of them were line drives. Some of them were tough shots, but he made them. You another thing I got on him about this morning in film, he didn't have any. Before we start knighting him, how about letting him get an offensive rebound? How about doing what Khalifa did, get an offensive rebound, get it out for an open three. He didn't do any of those. That was the worst game defensively Kingston's played all year. Um, so I know you guys look at what you look at, but you don't know what you're looking for. So you just react to what you see. I mean, they both made shots, but I don't think either one of them did a whole lot else. Kingston, especially, his defense was very subpar. And Senak's been a good offensive rebounder. But sometimes when freshmen have success at one end, they get a little bit inebriated with it and they get selective memory. So both those guys got a long way to go. Um, I don't expect them both to have games like that. So these other guys are always all going to have to, they're going to have their moments too. And then somebody's going to overreact to that and ask me, are they where I expected to be? I've never expected a kid to be a certain point in a season. I never think like that. So I don't even know what that means.
Thank you, Randy. We'll go to Christy Reekin with the Associated Press. Christy, please go ahead, ma'am.
Good morning, Coach. I know you're focused on your upcoming games, but I wondered if you could look ahead a little bit to the Players Era tournament. And I was just looking at how stacked the field is there, and I wonder what you thought about the competition there and what benefit it could have to your team facing so many good teams so early in the season.
Well, I knew how stacked the field was in July. So, um, but they're giving us $1 million. That's why we're there. And I would say that's why all the teams are there. We didn't sign up this to have a tournament where we could play each other. We signed up for this because they're giving us $1 million. If they decided to put a court down at some vacant lot and they'd give us $1 million, I'd go and play there too. So um, this is an opportunity for all the teams to take advantage of NIL and saves us from having to go ask somebody else for the money. There is a thing called donor fatigue, and schools still have to, uh, athletic departments still have to build facilities and stay on top of those things. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good teams there, and we're all going to play somebody good. But when you get to conference play, you're going to do the same thing. So it does help you in that regard. But the number one reason we're there is to get the money so we can pay for our rosters. That's the way it is today.
Thank you, Christy. We'll go to Greg Bailey with KTRK TV. Greg, please go ahead.
Kelvin, good morning. I would just like to ask about how you assess the value as you build up through the season of seeing the type of late game situations that you saw against Auburn and your team kind of finding a way to fight through that and get a win.
Yeah, the defense was good. Offense not very good. But those are always learning situations. Early in the season, you're going to see something that you have not prepared for yet, especially early. As you try to prepare for 100 things, you're going to be good at nothing. So we focus on the things that help us win. But, late game execution offensively, creating more possessions with tips and offensive rebounds, transition defense. I had a laundry list of things that I thought we were very poor at in that game. I'm glad we won it, obviously, but we got to get a lot better. We have to get a lot better. Nobody's celebrating anything over here, because when you watch the film and you break it down, you realize that how far away we are in certain areas. One of our most valuable players in that game, we don't win without him, is Khalifa. His rim protection on his last 4 possessions, his offensive rebounding, his pick and roll defense. And this is a kid that hasn't even really practiced but about 2.5 weeks. So this team's got a really high ceiling above it. And I'm more focused on that than start throwing flowers at somebody because they played good in game 4 of a road game. That's good. I'm happy for them. But, both of them gave up just as much as they got. If you look at all the mistakes, the breakdowns they both had, Kingston had, I don't even know how many points he had. How many points he had? Senac had 18. He probably gave up 16. So that's a net 2. Kingston's probably about half that. So, they're not going to do that every night, but the defense, they can. And the defense is being their own defense every game is going to take us a lot better than take us a lot further than how that stuff will average out with the shooting. Kingston's not going to average 22 points. CNAC's not going to average 18. I think LJ led us in scoring last year at 15 or 16, whatever that was. Jamal or LJ the year before was about the same. So, they both had a good offensive game, but they better come to practice today like they've accomplished nothing.
Thank you, Greg. We'll go back to Chris Baldwin, please. Chris, go ahead, sir.
Kelvin, how can that game help Khalifa going forward? And with his back, is there a certain amount of minutes you're trying to play him early?
I don't ever ask me about minutes. I play them as much as I think they can. I'm not into the load management or how many minutes. As far as I'm concerned, that's either a myth or a rumor, because neither one of them apply over here. But the biggest thing about him right now is just getting him in game shape. I think that was the biggest benefit. Is that's the longest I've seen him play in a game. Of course, with he's backing up Edward Scissorhands, so as long as Edward's out there, he's going to get a lot of minutes. So he better get in shape.